Hi, Witness here. This is a guide on how to fight the Chimera Guardian in the pit of the Chimera map with my Explosive Arrow Pathfinder build. This is my first attempt at the boss myself. This is a general reference for boss mechanics and some things to take into consideration when you try this on your own. Things that I've noticed here are the damage is physical, chaos, and fire damage. The boss has 3 phases, and in between phases you'll be attacked by 3 groups of animals. The boss is immune to chill, freeze, and poison. The animals aren't immune to any of these things. Their order is random. The mods on this particular map are pretty easy. There's no damage mods, it's just 26% more life. Now this character is the one I was using in the Prophecy League. It's unchanged, even though it's in Standard. Damage can be improved in the Essence League, especially with Opal Rings being introduced and Essence of Anger giving you a huge damage boost. I only ran a single curse. The fight should be even better with 2 curses. And I also forgot to remove Frostwall from my links. So, when you enter the arena, the boss will be at the other end of the screen. He won't activate until you're next to him. You can put a Decoy Totem in the center of the arena. He'll likely target you before the taunt goes off, but then he'll go and target it instead. The one thing you'll notice is that Decoy Totem is amazing for this boss fight. When there's distance between you and the Chimera and he's targeting you, he has 2 teleports you can do. One's a simple flicker and the other is a charge dash towards your current position. The animation for the charge attack is pretty obvious. He'll lean back and then go towards you. You can get attacked by it if you're stuck mid-attack, but you can easily avoid it if you're not. Unbuffed and without flash, I took about 2,000 to 2,500 damage and it inflicted bleeding. If you see the animation and you use blink arrow or run away, you'll avoid it most of the time. This is how he'll usually attempt to close distance between you. He does move around from time to time, but it's usually one of the 2 teleport attacks. When his target is in melee range, he has a variety of attacks that he can do. One's a simple auto attack, another is a combination attack that does an area of effect in front of him, and a big attack where he puts a giant circle around and he will disappear and attack every target in the circle multiple times until there are no targets remaining or the timer runs out. The last thing he has is he'll disappear and leave clouds of smoke everywhere. And he will continuously attack you as long as this is happening. He'll only come back when you run through the clouds and find where he was hiding. The biggest damage I've taken in this fight came from the ad phases and not from the boss himself. There are 3 packs of animals that you'll have to deal with. Lions that look like dogs, a pack of snakes, and a pack of goats. Not sure what any of that has to do with the Chimera. The ads are surprisingly tanky, move pretty quickly and hit pretty hard. They can swarm you pretty quickly if you're not ready. The lions have an auto attack and move around pretty quickly. The snakes have an auto attack and will move around quickly, but it will also shoot chaos projectiles. And the goats will leap at you. Each phase has a unique type of mob of that same kind. A lion that throws red orbs that I think are fire. A snake that shoots multiple chaos projectiles. And a goat that has a gore cascade. Lobs a slow ball at you. They're pretty easy to avoid, and in the end by circling around them. The biggest danger in this part of the fight is getting hit by multiple of the smaller animals at once. The gates are timed and more will pop up every time the gates open. The Chimera will only appear after the enemies disappear. Now for some general tips on this particular character that I'm using. The biggest thing to note is not to panic. This was my first attempt at the boss, and you could tell I wasn't sure about my movements and positioning at the beginning of the fight, but I became more comfortable towards the end. I wasn't sure how quickly I could down each phase of the fight. Vintar's made the damage pretty good, but I didn't have it most of the fight. That said, what occurred to me after this fight was during the ad phase, since the Chimera won't come down until all the enemies are gone, you can leave one enemy around, decoy it around until your flask regenerates through Nature's Boon. This would have given me Vingtars and all of my flasks during each of the regular Chimera fight phases. I would like to make other guys for the other guardians. I don't have a lot of currency on standard, but to do the fights more than once, I will try to get as much info out of them for the rest of the guide. That's it. Good luck out there.
Crucible that stretches the sanity of the mind.